I currently work for a large company as a research scientist. I enjoy the field of work that I'm in. It aligns with my values, and it's an honor to develop new medicines for patients. However, I don't want to get caught up in the corporate rat race and become burned out. Do you have any advice on being successful in a large corporation without falling into that trap?
You know, the thing about the rat race is even if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. and Ryan and I learned that when we were doing the corporate thing. And for me, it took, I'm glad that Arya is asking this question now. It took, for me, my mom died, my marriage ended both in the same month.
Yikes.
And those two events will sort of force you to look around and start questioning what your life's focus is.
Yeah.
And he's asking that question now. It doesn't require the car crash to start driving more safely.
Right.
But sometimes after you get into a car accident, you're like, maybe I should pay attention to the road in front of me more.
Absolutely.
What's interesting about Arya's question is I feel like I got good and bad news for him. Like, no matter what you choose, if you do it long enough, you're gonna get bored of it.
Yeah.
Like, we have this thing where, we want to, be a filmmaker. So then we start to learn cameras and techniques, and then you become a really good filmmaker. You master filmmaking, and once we master something, like our brains are programmed to start looking for other things to master. So, the corporate job for me, it's not like, is he working in a corporation? Yeah, he doesn't want to get stuck. As long as the corporation that he works for, as long as it doesn't go against, his values, his beliefs, and like he's living up to his true self in this corporation and not compromising those things, like that's fine. He's got to find other ways and other things to master. It's not about job hopping. It's more, hobbies could take that.
Well, I think about Andrew with what you do with comedy. Can you imagine? And there are a lot of comics who do this, who are still doing their set from 1998.
Can't do it.
And the amount of burnout that I would experience from that, and especially if that was the only thing you were doing. You've perfected this hour, and then all of a sudden now that's the hour that you're going to do for the rest of your life. I think that's true in the corporate world as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you get stagnant. He said he's continuing to make new medicines and like new cures for people. Like that should be enough to stimulate you. Yeah. If I think you're spoiled. This guy's fucking spoiled. Yeah, I think it's like you're a doctor or an engineer at least, right? Like you're making cures for human beings. You seem to like that. Like that's not a rat race, dog. Like that's a great thing. Now you might just not like your job as much as you think. I think that's what it is. I think,
or it could be the corporation itself. Maybe you have a terrible boss. Maybe you have
that's life.
A
suck
bad
it up.
Environment. Well, or change the circumstance you're in.
Oh yeah, get out of it.
If you love being an engineer or doctor or whatever, but you hate your boss, then find a new boss,
absolutely.
Right? Or become your own.
You could cure disease in a lot of different places. That's a great point. But like, I think you need to have like a gratitude check. I think you need I think you're searching for like this outside happiness. You're in like the I want to be a billionaire mode, right? And it's like you're like, oh, once I'm a billionaire, then I'm going to be happy. It's like take a moment, go travel, go to like India, and you see people shitting in a hole in the ground, and you're like, whoa, dude, my life is sick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like I think you need to realize if you really like your job or not. Do you like it because you're helping people and you think that's what you're supposed to do? Maybe you don't really like what you're doing. If you really do like what you're doing, then compare it to everything else that's possibly going on out there. Because it sounds like your job's pretty fucking sweet if you ask me.